this video can be a little bit emotional, can be very sensitive. We are going to share with you that what you need to do on a very traditional Singapore Hokkien Taoism funeral. Yeah. And also that Sean will is a sad story about Sean mom's just passed away, and then he's going to share with you that what you need to do is that once that happens, that someone passed away and then in hospital, and then what they need to do, what they need to be prepared, and also share with you that the visitor visit the wakes, that what we're supposed to take note, and then we'll share some of the video of the funeral. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, so let's talk about things that are on the days that your mom passed away at 12 p.m. noon in the hospital.
Yep. So if your loved one actually passed away in the hospital, it's actually a lot more straightforward because you can actually collect the death certificate from the hospital itself, and thereafter you can proceed to do whatever that you need to do. That means take care of like the funeral arrangement and stuff like that. And what is really useful is also that the hospital actually provide a booklet of all the relevant contacts that you can actually get in touch with to go ahead with your funeral arrangement. So it's actually included once you have collected the death certificate.
So which means that no one will like ask you to, hey, take my service.
There won't be anybody that is stationed at the hospital.
Because I was thought that once at they announce the date, and then when you go to see the dead body, and then there will be a lot of people that choose my service.
But there's no service providers there.
Oh, so it's on the booklet.
A hospital is a hospital. It's not like a shopping mall of that kind.
Okay, so which means that after you have, at the same time, you will be able to select the casket service.
No, it's just that they are just nice enough to collate all the information for you.
Yeah, I mean that you can make the decision there.
They just give you the contact, and then if you want to use it, you can contact. If not, it's just like an additional service for you. Like if you are really at a loss of what to do, because at this point in time, some of the family members might be at a loss of what to do next, and the booklet will definitely come in handy because it's like a reference guide for you to let you roughly know like who to approach and what are the next steps to do. Of course, with most families, they would have their loved ones might have already expressed their wishes earlier, and you just have to like follow the wishes. Yeah, so this is just like a value added kind of service that is provided once you have gotten the death certificate. So moving on from there, I'm not sure about other hospitals, what are the protocols, but for the hospital that we visited, we are actually given 2 hours to be with the deceased, and then to say our final words before they actually proceed to do the final cleanup, before handing it over to the undertaker of your choice, because you would have already contacted the undertaker and they would immediately like see to the necessary arrangements such that they can actually come down as soon as possible to collect the body of your loved ones, and then you can actually proceed to do the necessary funeral arrangement, whether if you want it at a casket or whether if you want it in your place of residence. So that's entirely up to you. Yep, so that's that. So in the hospital it's slightly more straightforward, but at home you will need to actually if you loved one passed away at home, you need a family physician to come to your place to certify death. Thereafter, you need to go to the nearest police post to actually hand in the IC physically in exchange for a death certificate based on this certification, the death certification by the family physician. So if your loved one passed away at home, it's slightly more
challenging?
Not challenging, but
More works to do.
more cumbersome in terms of the formalities that you need to go through, like the administrative procedures before you can kickstart the whole funeral arrangement proper.
So that I remember that you have to go to choose the coffin and the
That
dress.
is based on your own personal beliefs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but so let me just share with you what happened. So we opted for the Taoism funeral rites. So that's like as per family tradition, we have always stuck to it. So we believe that our mom would also want it as well. So for if you actually happen to, I'm sure most funeral parlor will actually offer this kind of service. So you actually have to go down to the funeral parlor to have a discussion, to understand like what is the budget like, and then at the same time concurrently you can actually choose the coffin. You can actually choose like if you choose to let your loved one actually wear their home clothes, it's fine, but we opted for the very traditional Taoist costumes to be donned on in when my mom is being placed into the coffin. So that's that. But then at the first meeting with the undertaker, right? Usually you will need to clarify the budget. You need to clarify like what are the things that has been covered, and then what are the services that you will need, because sometimes you may have other contacts like tentages and catering. If let's say it's beyond the heightened alert phase, you can actually do dine-in. You may want to consider all these things. So long story short, very important for you to know what you want, like what are the things that you wish to arrange, and which are the things that you can take care of on your own, and then you can actually let them know. Some funeral parlors actually have this flexibility where you can actually tell them your budget, and then they will try to work around it based on your needs and your wants.
And they also provide quotations, some of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You give them a budget, and then they will give you what they want in accordance to the budget. And you can also like ask for quotation, but of course usually when the time comes, we wouldn't have the
Clearer mind.
reaction time, I would say, to manage the situation, like compare the quotation and things like that. So it's, I know a lot of people think that it's taboo to discuss death, but I think it's a very important thing to do so, because it will save you a lot of the trouble and the agony of having to go through a mad rush to see to all the arrangements to make sure that it's done nicely at the end of the day. So I think it's still very important to do some discussion and some planning beforehand.
Yeah. So let's give more tips, and then we will change the video to actual funeral and the wake. And I was helping Sean and the family like throughout everything. So as what I see, I will suggest that you really need to appoint someone, relative or your friends or anyone, to be on their position on duty. So it's like for Chinese wakes, they will always collect the money called white gold, 白金. What is that terms in English?
It's like form a little token of like condolence.
Yeah, that one is very important, because even in Singapore, also in Malaysia, will be always someone to sit there and then collect the money and write down who is who, give how much for this funeral, and then in that any other case of their side having the funeral, you have to pay the
I think it's
receipt.
a very Chinese thing where we always feel that what comes around goes around. So we need to always remember and return the favor next time.
Yeah.
So that's the main reason why we take note.
Yeah, and another person to take in charge will be the food for everyone. Even those that with the catering service or without the catering
Actually, we
service.
cannot talk about this.
That later.
Because it happened during the heightened alert,
But I
and
mean that
no
we
dine-in is allowed.
we share about the what they supposed to be
Okay,
prepared.
so actually, if let's say you are talking about food arrangements, right, most of the time there will be like catering services available. It may come together with the package that is offered by the undertaker, but of course, you can also source for your own caterer. There are a few contacts out there definitely that will actually, some of them actually cook for you like there and then on the spot.
And the whole day, right? Then cook for the
It's not
guests.
it depends on your
Package.
requirement. So if you only need dinner or if you only need it on certain days, then it's okay. Yeah, you can just discuss and then finalize it on your own. So there is no hard and fast rule about it.
Okay, the next one will be that if you are going to visit a wake, pay what?
If you
Pay
are
a
going
respect to the family's member,
Yeah.
that what you need to prepare is that most likely you have to give the white gold, the cash, money, and then or what you can do is that you have to send them flour or you can send them some of the food, dessert. Ice cold dessert is really helpful based on I think that the weather that this few days, I think the cold drinks, cold dessert is very good for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's not 100% obligation for you to give white gold. It really depends on like how you feel about the situation. So it's not a definite must give. You can offer other forms of support like physical efforts to help out at the funeral and things like that. So there is really no hard and fast rule. And even though we are sharing this, right, different households will have different practices, and it's always good to fall back
check with them first
with the elders in the household so that they can be in the best position to advise you. But if you choose to really take on the responsibility, just make sure that you see through it and make sure that it's done okay.
And also, when you visit the wakes, there's a special timing to take note. Try your best to visit at the afternoon, and then you can help them to fold the paper. For the family members, that's really helpful. It's helped a lot of them to save the time. And if you visit at the evening, they might not fold the paper anymore.
Folding the papers is really on a voluntary basis because some people may not be comfortable with that. So actually Jim is right to say that it's better to visit in the afternoon because
at nighttime there are lots of praying.
Nighttime is more catered for prayers, and especially you need to check whether if it's like when is the funeral, because the eve of the funeral is always the day where the full-scale praying ceremony actually kickstart all the way to the wee hours of the night, like 10 p.m. Yeah, so that's that. So that's about the visiting. And then when you go over, right, most likely you'll be offered like peanuts, melon seeds, and some candies. And you'll also see like a bunch of red threads that is lying on the plate together with all the goodies.
Memory card for memory. So we talk.
Back to the bunch of red threads. So the goodies are actually just for you to keep yourself occupied, but of course it's also another form of like sign. I think it's like a way of like helping you to ward away the not so good luck, because you come for the
aura
to visit. So the bunch of red thread also serve that purpose. So what you need to do is actually just take one red thread and then twirl it around your finger, and then you just along the way on your way home you can just like drop it very casually by the roadside or anywhere. So it's like you are coming, you are actually getting the red thread in exchange for some good luck, because the Chinese believe that the funeral is like not so good lah. Yeah, going to a funeral wake is like not so good, so you need the red thread to kind of like help you to ward off some of the bad luck.
If
Yeah.
not, you just hold the mic.
Yeah. So so that's that.
Then let's come sit closer to me. So and let's talk about the stay overnight thing. So it happened to me that because that the wake is out on the roadside, we have a tentage on near to our house, so we have to stay overnight to take care of your mother and.
Actually, the staying overnight part, right? It's not 100% obligatory. Also, you can choose not to stay overnight. Yeah, no, you can choose not to let anybody take care of the funeral wake place. So it really depends on you, and then you can also hire somebody to look after the place for you on your behalf while you go back and rest.
Is there anyone also can stay back to or like only relative to stay
Honestly, with funeral, right, it really everything that you do really comes from your heart. If you really don't want to stay, nobody can force you to stay. So there is, in my opinion, there is no hard and fast rule. You just want is whether you want to do or you don't want to do. If you don't want to do it, it's fine. Nobody will like point a dagger at you to say you must stay overnight. But it's just like a few nights, so there's nothing.
Yeah, for my tips to those that stay overnight, you have to prepare some of your snacks, your drinks, your tea, your coffee, toothbrush, and then usually the wakes area there should be a place for you to shower because it's usually near to the house. So if your friends or relative that you decided to stay overnight, just bring extra towel to go over there to sleep and check on the location whether the place will be cold at night. We have our own safari bed, and then we have our blanket, we have a small pillow, so we actually have a quite okay sleep quality. And to stay overnight, it just prevent stranger come inside to the venue to take something away, or black cat jump over to the coffin and the dead body will stand up, and then
that is like
superstitious thing.
Yeah.
So anything you want to add in before I go into the video? Tips?
No tips. Just do everything from your heart and be genuine about it. Don't be very fake. That's all. Yeah. So we will pan our screen over to some of the footages that Jim has captured. Once again, I just want to say that not two funeral rites are the same. This is just something that
your house tradition.
It's just for your reference, that's all. Like if you want to opt for a Taoist traditional religious rites, then most likely you'll be seeing some of these things during the ceremony.
Yeah, but so for those that they are feel sensitive or like not comfortable to watch the coffin,
you can feel free to skip.
Yeah, you can feel free to skip.
We will let you know which is the.
Because for the video is like Sean is crying and then the coffin and then like they choose a very traditional way to bury the coffin, so it's quite rare to see this day in Singapore.
Actually, everybody say it's rare, but to me it's very common because I have been brought up in a household where burial is like the default.
Correct, because everyone will go for cremation, and so that this is a very.
So that's why I say really the practice differs from households to households, and if today what you see is different from what you experience, you can also feel free to share your experiences in the comment section below, and then we can actually keep the conversation going.
Okay, so we hope you learned a lot from this video, and let's go to the video.
Let's go to the day.
Are you going to share about what is happening and what is happening?
I think you should guess lah.
Okay, so
most likely. If you have any, let's put it this way. If you have any questions, then maybe you can actually leave them in the comment section below. Because some of the things I cannot say in so many words in English. So it's like, so we just let the pictures do the talking, and if you have any questions that you might have, you can just feel free to leave them in the comment section below.
So we will end the video once your mother go into the 6 feet underground. very tiring, right?
I feel okay actually.
It's end of the prayer thing.
Yeah.
So glad that Sean they make it very simple, very how to say.
The reason why it's simple is because both of us are actually not married. So if you are married and then you have
He and the sister.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
and
if
then,
you have like grandchildren or more kids, then the Taoist priest will have more to recite. So they will actually uh, say out all the names of the
all the families
the family members of the deceased. So
Oh.
basically, right, in a nutshell, today's ceremony it's about sending my mom off to a better world out there. It ended off with like the burning of the paper house, which will be her place of residence in the new realm where
with a
she will-
driver and with two helpers.
two maids.
Yeah.
So two helpers. Yes. So initially, before the start of the ceremony, we need to invite her. I'm the one who hold the lantern, so that lantern actually contain her soul. So we need to invite her back to the house, and then we need to actually keep the soul in the lantern.
Oh.
So
the lantern is called Tong Huan.
Yeah.
Tang Huan.
Yeah, so I'm the one that's carrying my mom's soul, and it's always supposed to be on my right hand side, where the what they call this is like
Raffia.
yeah, it's a so different relationship to the deceased will have a different kind of color and texture. Yep. So after we invite her back, then we will wash her up, ask her to prepare for the journey to the netherworld. So she will go through like the gate of Hades to go through the suffering, and then because you see there's a lot of to and fro to the deity altar and then back to my mom's altar, right? So it's like
Stop shaking the table.
okay, sorry. So it's like we are helping her to quicken the process of suffering, and then
What is the one that you're rounding the coffin?
It's just to circle the coffin and then basically to pay our respect.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I saw that you all pay respect at the front and then pay at the coffin.
Actually, there are some variations to it. Like it's not confirmed. I mean, I've seen some variations. Like not everybody does it the same way.
So it's quite simple, I have to say, because like the ceremony start around 6:30 and it's about 6 prayer or no, I think 5 prayer.
Okay. Yeah, but considering the fact that because my family is very small, but if it's a big family, right, then the circle will be wider and it will take longer to complete.
Yes. I remember that last time
Yeah, so my grandma one, it takes very long to complete. So that kind of sums up in a nutshell the essence of today's prayers.
There's another ceremony tomorrow.
So tomorrow it's the day when I will send off my mom to her final resting place in physically. So there's this virtually, no, not virtually.
So
Imaginatively, and then there's this physically. So the final resting place tomorrow, we will.
Well, you have to tell them because like, the mom is not cremation, so it's
it's a burial. You will see. I mean, Jim will actually take the footage as well. Yep. So.
So I think that you are sad, but when doing a lot of this kind of thing,
yeah, it helps you get over the grief slightly faster. And
you cry a little bit.
Actually, towards the end, there's no need to cry because she has already gone through the suffering, and she is what we believe really off to a better place with a very big house of her own to continue her life elsewhere. So that's why in the end I didn't cry. I actually felt happy because from the positive side of things, she actually managed to escape the sufferings of the world.
Yeah. So yeah, hopefully tomorrow will be more details to share with you what
Yeah.
actually things need to do for Taoism
Yeah.
to a burial ceremony.
Yeah. So yeah, it will be interesting to watch.
Yeah, because like most of Singaporeans they choose to
cremate. They
cremate.
choose to cremate or they choose to do like sea burial. Yeah.
But sea burial they also need to like cremate the ash. Right?
Yeah, so that's like two
So it'll be
steps.
something special that for the anyone that you're watching the video, your loved one have options. Maybe that you can choose that way. It could
Yeah.
be more what they call. You're able to get to the venue to do the annually Qing Ming for them.
Yeah, so there's a tomb sweeping day annually. So we are supposed to go and like clean up the tomb
Yeah.
if it's a physical barrier. And yeah,
Yeah,
so
and we are going to stay overnight here again. The safari bit from Decathlon. Any tips for anyone to stay overnight?
no tips. You just
Uh,
have to endure
You have to make sure.
because the lights are bright. So
Yeah.
it's like you are not really adjusted to the normal sleeping pattern where you are off all your lights.
But for us that we just sleep because that we know this place is kind of safe. The reason why that they will need someone to sleep over because that they want to prevent the black cat to jump over to the coffin and then the dead body will stand up, and also to prevent people come in to steal something.
Yeah, actually,
And-
I'm not so concerned about the black cat.
Yeah.
I'm more concerned about like
People come out to take out something,
Yeah.
some valuable things, and then to keep you awake, you need a good buddy to chit chat all the time, talk non stop, to just
No
want to
need.
sleep. And
Just want to sleep.
yeah, just what we do is like there's only two sides of entrance of to the coffin, and then we just sleep on side of each side of the entrance, and then we just sleep. So yeah, so later on I will show you the video about the barrier thing.